I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
That's true, you're not.
All right.
Yeah.
You came to an agreement.
Yes.
But why do you think he's out of 15 ideas? Why do you think his was unique?
Because his story is unique to Kenya and to pastoralists and to Africa, and it tells the story about the region. And that's what we want to be out there. It brings a unique perspective and creativity to what we want to solve locally. And I feel that's unique and it's amazing, and it's something that we can build and something that we can show the world that we can do.
To the other people who also presented an idea, out of where you're sitting right now, what can you tell them?
I think everyone did an amazing job. These are all very, very young founders, and I was very, very proud to see how they presented, how they upheld themselves. Their creativity is amazing, and I see Kenya going to amazing places. These are the young minds that we have right now. So my name is Fatma. I'm a senior software engineer at Microsoft.
So we come here.
Hey, you have a tough job.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's really something.
So what do you think this means to African innovators?
I think opportunities like this, it's very rare that you'll have 45 countries all getting the same time slot, and each country is only getting one person. So the US is only getting one person. China is only getting one person. And Kenya is getting one. Any African country that is in that 45 has a real opportunity to showcase the best of what Africa has to offer. And to show how we are watching everything that's happening around the world. And that we're saying, how can these technologies, all these advances, whether it's in satellite, whether it's in AI, whether it's in analytics or whatever the tools are, we are right there. We're not a year behind. Something comes out today, tomorrow we're thinking about how we're going to use it for our unique problems and for the things that are going to make the biggest difference for our people. So I think it's an incredible opportunity for any African who's participating. My name is Wandia Gishuru, and I'm the CEO of Vivo Fashion Group, a proudly made in Kenya fashion brand.
So, for example, out of these 15
Yes.
of them, can you invest in one of them?
Would I? I would need to know more. It's one thing to listen for 2 minutes. Before you put your money, you're going to do due diligence, you're going to whatever. But there are definitely ideas there that if what they said is true, if they're able to use certain technology to 5x productivity or output, if they're able to reduce costs and offer things that are much lower price point, all of those things make commercial sense. And I think what also excited me was the number of women who are on this stage.
That's right.
Women who were proud and loud and confident and tackling issues that are, very technology driven, AI powered. I think, like you said, it shows that we're moving in the right direction. As a
Say if whatever they've done, it's true.
Yes.
So, they didn't test whatever it was.
we had no access to any of this before today because it would have made us biased, right? So everything we heard and everything we saw today since we got here. And we had the same amount of time with each and every founder. So I'm not suggesting it's not true. But before you take your money and put your money into something, you have to really look at numbers. You have to go back and look at, you have to do research, you have to, get a lot of other information that would help you decide whether or not to put money. But there are definitely ideas there that are worth pursuing, and I hope that some of those ideas turn into real businesses.
You've been in the industry for a bit.
I have.
So, how are you going to push these young people to achieve your goal?
They don't need to be pushed. And that's the best part. They are the ones who brought themselves. These are 21, 22, 23, 19-year-olds. They came up with the idea by themselves, and they have decided that they want to be part of Red Bull Basement's international cohort. That's not something you push. They either have it or they don't. These kids have it. Yeah. I think there are two things. Number one, no idea is crazy. And that's something that a lot of people fail at. And I mean, you know what they say. if you if you don't take the swing, you will definitely miss the ball, right? So them taking a swing is amazing, and it's something that they should be applauded for. But the second one is failure is not the end. Failure is part of the process. For a lot of these young people who did win, because there were 15 teams, only one got the ticket to San Francisco. The other 14 need to learn that this is part of the process. This is not the end of the process. So that's what I'd tell them. I'd tell them failure is part of success. At some point, you're going to learn how not to do it. And then the next time you try it, you're not going to do it that way, you'll do it in a different way. And I feel like that's where the power is for these young people, men and women, by learning that they can do this even if they don't get it right in their first swing. Very important for them to learn. Go back then.
I think the message is also that they're all winners.
That's right.
You know, there were over 3,500 applicants. It went down to 50. From 50, it went to 15. So they're already winners.
That's right.
You know, whatever they're going to do now, they've reached a milestone. They were able to stand up in front of a crowd, in front of media, being televised, whatever's happening. So I just think they should be congratulated and encouraged to keep going and go bolder and stronger each time.
That's right. Oh, sorry.
Do you think as a country we have been favored to innovators? Have we created the right environment to take these ideas forward? What would you like to see done in the country to take advantage of these great ideas?
I think Kenya has done a very good job, and that's why we are one of the biggest ones when it comes to whether it's data, AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. Brett Gamel is here. We've done a phenomenal job of providing environments for pockets of innovation to grow. But there's three things I would suggest. The first one is a real focus on data sovereignty. We need to start taking care of our data because AI requires data, and everybody wants it, whether it's health data, financial data, school data, whatever it is. We need to be very careful about that. The second one, I think this is important, is bringing entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, like what Wandea has done, and bringing AI and technology closer so that we can empower what she's done and scale it beyond one country, one region, one continent. That's the thing that keeps people coming back for more. The third one is I feel as a continent, as a country, we are very good at setting the pace for the rest of the continent, whether it is an AI policy or an AI strategy or AI curricula in schools, whether it's universities or TVETs or for teachers and students. We need to be at the forefront of it because we're not waiting for someone to dictate for us where we should go. Because in AI, you're going to have one of two groups, those who create and those who use. We need to be those who create, not those who use. That's where the power of AI is. And I think Kenya is placed to do that really well. There's some decisions that we need to rethink, but we're basically based very well in to do that successfully.
A few months ago, you never would have thought that we'll get 3,000 people being able to bring out ideas. Red Bull Basement went into all of these universities and schools to be able to find out what unique ideas that they have and what can they bring out to be able to actually, build something for Kenya. 3,000 ideas. Can you imagine if we were to be able to even put money or even our time into a quarter of them? Now, all these 15 ideas who basically came on stage right now, I'm ready to actually put in money, well, physical money and also my time, which is money, into some of them because they're not things that I want to see die. I want to see them be able to grow. They all just need a little bit of a push. Some can be built in a very short time with the power of AI right now, with the power of and then we think we are all experienced people here. With our experience, that's all they need to be able to get that motivation to be able to build. So 3,000 ideas shrunk down to 50. Even those 50, it was difficult to shrink down again to 15. Now imagine where does that put Kenya? That's where we need to start seeing that there are business people who need to be able to invest into such young people, to such young minds to build solutions for the country and the continent at large. They're scalable, they can be built, they can be done, and I think I really want to thank Red Bull for even bringing that realization that we can actually have 3,000 people coming boldly to say, we have an idea, we want to be able to get it built, we want to go on a global stage and get $100,000.
Is it only in Africa? Is it only in Kenya or is Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, or why?
That would be a question for the Red Bull, but there are 45 countries that are going on the final. Those 45 countries, everybody is going to bring something very strong. And I think that's what Wandea was saying. United States is going to bring something unique. China is going to bring something unique. Japan is going to bring something unique. Other African countries are going to bring something unique. Can you imagine how many thought processes that have to go through all of those countries Everybody, that means we're talking about over 10,000, 15,000 ideas in the world.
It was 100,000.
100,000. Coming all the way down to 45 is not easy. And to be able to get a winner out of that, we need to also bring something that is unique. And I think today we have seen that come out. It wasn't a very easy decision, but this is what it is.
And Microsoft, why invest in so much, let's say, in Kenya? And do you think it's worth it, or what are your thoughts? And why did you choose like Kenya to be one of the biggest investors in AI
Yeah.
and the way it's changing right now?
So I think, as you know, Microsoft is one of the leading companies at the forefront of AI. And Kenya is one of the places where we have our development centers, where we build software that contributes to different products across the Microsoft ecosystem. So it's natural to also have partner with ecosystems within here to look at what talent is there, what ideas are there, and how we could support them.
Based on what you've seen tonight from the participants, is there one thing that you wish you saw in the participants, and what would you like maybe to see in the next round of this?
Honestly, I really liked what I saw. I think the ideas were amazing, and it's amazing to see that almost every idea had the concept of AI, which is the future. I don't think there was any idea that was lacking. They were all amazing, and I'm excited for the future of this country.
Thank you so much.